Hi, Dan. I'm here in front of the High Desert Museum. As you can see, the area is still blocked off after the shooting happened here at 3:30 p.m. today. Wanda, the passageway is said to be a lot safer now. I was at the Bend Park and Rec Board meeting last night where they decided to reopen the passageway. In his release, the DA explains how he has no doubts that the officer was justified in shooting Nicholas Berger. Fortunately, there are no structures in the area, but there are a few campsites, and campers have been warned of a level 1 evacuation. Just to give you a little perspective, the M60A3 is more than 10 feet tall and 30 feet long and weighs more than 100,000 pounds. Danny, the indictment released today reveals that prosecutors believe Laura kidnapped Sawyer, tried to sexually assault her, then killed her. It's been a difficult few days. People are still trying to make sense of the terror attack that hit Orlando Sunday morning. Well, Wanda, everyone I spoke with today said they are very excited about the new regulations. The new rules will make it less expensive and easier for drone users to operate commercially. Yes, Dan, the meeting is still underway. The meeting is hosted by those who are in favor of the gas tax. They say the tax will bring in $2.5 million a year. Firefighters will continue to fight the fire through the night. More crews and engines are on their way to help. Witnesses are still here. They're inside the museum right now being interviewed. The Red Cross is here, and Deschutes County Behavioral Health Services is talking to them, finding out what happened, making sure they're okay. At about 3:30 Tuesday afternoon, 911 dispatch received a report about an assault in progress where a man was holding a woman by her throat with a knife in his hand. OSP arrived on scene within minutes.
Once on scene, an officer-involved shooting took place. At this time, a male subject was pronounced dead at the scene.
The OSP trooper shot the suspect and he died from his injuries at the museum. The woman suffered from minor injuries and officers were unharmed. The man and woman did not know each other before the incident. Just about a half a mile behind me is the museum where the incident that brought officers here took place. And police say the disturbances weren't limited to one area.
It happened inside and outside the museum. We're still determining where certain acts occurred, but it was a fluid scene.
The fluid scene led to more museum attendees witnessing the incident. While the investigation is ongoing, police say the public has nothing to fear.
There was only one suspect involved in this incident. That suspect is deceased.
The Red Cross, Bend Fire and Rescue, and Deschutes County Behavioral Health Services were available to witnesses before releasing them home from a museum visit that turned into a tragic situation. I talked with fire officials who say that given today's warm temperatures, winds, and low humidity, they were lucky it was stopped fast. But it was a lot more than luck that stopped this fire. There was a lot of hard work involved by fire crews. A brush fire off Fry Rear Road was reported just after 5 p.m. near Cascade Estates Drive.
It burned partially in the subdivision and partially on BLM land to the west of the Fry Rear Road.
Winds fanned the flames close to homes, prompting evacuation of structures. 30 others were put under pre-evacuation notice.
We had to call in aerial resources, retardant, and helicopters to help knock down the flames to protect these homes.
20 engine crews were called to the scene. By 8 p.m., the fire had grown to 20 acres, but was contained to 30%. And with a line around the fire, residents returned home and breathed a bit easier. With no recent lightning, they believe the fire was human-caused, which fire spokeswoman Jenni Reed says has been happening too much lately.
We've had a handful of human starts in Central Oregon, and they've grown fairly large. We've had to bring in resources from outside the area.
She pointed out that the region on Monday raised the fire danger level to extreme. They are asking people to be careful when putting out cigarettes or any other ignition source and to be fire smart.
We've been really good at keeping them really small, and we were very fortunate today.
One key, there were no other major fires in Central Oregon Monday, so the resources were ready to tackle this fire. The sheriff's office lifted the evacuation alerts by 8:30 Monday evening. With these hot summer temperatures, Reed recommends making sure your home has defensible space, clear of shrubs, grass, and debris. Wanda, according to her great uncle, Andrea is pretty shaken up. She is taking the day to rest and be with her family. Mays arrived home this morning after her family drove through the night to pick her up from Northern California. Carjacked and taken against her will to California, Andrea Mays experienced a terrifying 48 hours. It started as she was leaving work from Ross just before 9 on Monday night.
She was getting ready to leave in her car, and a guy jumped in, had a gun, and abducted her.
May's great uncle, Jerry Miranda, says he knew something was wrong when she didn't come home that night. Her family says a stranger held her at gunpoint, then took Andrea and her car on his crime spree through California.
I never knew this guy. I've never heard of him. I know a lot of people here. I've never seen him either.
Police say that stranger was Edwin Lara, a Central Oregon Community College security guard who allegedly murdered 23-year-old Kaylee Sawyer the day before. Police say Mays was with Lara when he shot a man, carjacked a car with the man's family inside, then led police on a high-speed chase. At first, police thought Mays was a suspect and put her in jail. But after questioning her, they realized she was a victim and she was released. Her family says they understand the confusion and don't blame the police.
Could have ended up very different. We're very grateful.
They say their thoughts and prayers go out to the family and friends of Kaylee Sawyer. May's family says Andrea wanted privacy on her first day home, but is willing to talk to us tomorrow.